finished up. I don't know. And you can work on the wax. I have to a degree, but I think I need to do a bit more actually. I've already spent a couple of days on working on missing the wax. I'm not happy with that. Just improve it. But this way you can just play and make really an original piece. I'm also trying to put some texture on the piece. Fluid wax. This is what goes in the moulds to make the first part of the process to making the bronze. Well, I put a little dribble here. That was set.
Every obstacle, these people apparently believe that their child's life will be confusing, and glittering success is utterly inevitable. But what does this behaviour do to any child? Snowplow parents are removing the threat of life, apparently, and that can be a real danger. Am I describing you? Is this you, or are you questioning so gently? My next guest, Jules, is shaking her head, so I don't think she's...
No, this is solid.
But could you be accused of being one? This is something we're going to discuss on Wednesday's edition of Woman's Centre. So if it is you, email the programme via the website.
So, just over 20 years ago, I'd already done catering. I had a catering business that I ran for 16 years. And as with most things in my life, I'm quite obsessive. So I ended up working 7 days a week, 14 hours a day, get up at 5 in the morning, go down, start cooking, prepare everything fresh within the delicatessen and doing outside catering and everything else, and generally wearing myself very thin. And Sarah one morning said, "Tell you what, why don't you do just something else? Just an evening class, anything, but just something so you're cutting away from just focusing fully on one thing." So I started an evening class. It happened to be sculpture, and within a year of doing that, I had sold the catering business, booked into Chelsea School of Art to do a 3 or 5 year course, part-time course in sculpture, and my life never looked back. The interesting thing with that is, as soon as I started on sculpture, and I remember distinctly, even when I was just doing the evening classes initially, I couldn't stop doing it. So I'd have clay or plastiline in my hand as I'm driving down the M4, moulding a head or something. It was an obsession that developed into a different form and went into sculpture as opposed to food parcels and catering. I moved to sculpture to sort of just have a fresh start in a different environment, and to be a bit calmer. Well, that's the one thing that really didn't produce. I just found being just as obsessive in a different area, again working 7 days a week, 14 hours a day in a different medium. But I think it's obviously your personality has to be what it has to be, and that's the only way I can operate, really.